When I heard the news that R. Kelly was hit with 11 new charges, I wasn't fazed. I skimmed some of the reports and I saw it for what it was: bullshit reporting. I wasn't surprised. I knew the real players behind the R. Kelly takedown weren't going to give up without a fight. Mainstream media has to save face and continue doing what they do best: assassinate the black man's character. I was more upset over the commentary on YouTube with titles like "R. Kelly's going down," "Gotcha," "He's in deep trouble," "He can't run." It shows how blind, uninformed, and deceived people are. The truth is, the media, white supremacy's propaganda arm, is there to mislead, misinform, and trick you. Media is a way of shaping a person's thinking and people's minds. It is a systematic effort to manipulate the mind, manufacture stories to keep you stuck, programming your mind by teaching propaganda through news, movies, all to serve their agenda and diminish your power. So when I see so many independent YouTubers falling for the story, it horrifies me how many black people are like bulls with a ring in their nose being pulled. The slow people heard the story and immediately think, R. Kelly has to be guilty. All of these people are coming out. There's more charges. This news is intended for people to think that the charges brought on R. Kelly had nothing to do with the alleged extortionist and a crooked prosecutor. And I hate saying alleged. Avenatti called R. Kelly a predator, not an alleged predator. No, he was unprofessional and straight disrespectful. And what's happening with Michael Avenatti? Where is he? Where is he eating at? What does his daughter have to say about her father? We want to know. I've seen the media use this same playbook over and over. It's like with OJ. They wanted us to ignore that Mark Fuhrman had been caught admitting to targeting black people and tampering with evidence. And when he was asked, did he plant or manufacture evidence in the O.J. Simpson case, he pled the fifth. Now they want us to ignore Avenatti, that he's being charged with extortion and has been accused of blackmailing clients, using his position to prey on people, that he's a lawyer breaking the law, that he took an oath and his word can't be trusted. All of this is played down while the focus on the black man's guilt is trumped up. I told y'all in Surviving White Supremacy, an open letter to R. Kelly, that the real predators were Sony Records, Avenatti, Gloria Allred, and Fox. This was before Fox and Avenatti came under investigation. The fact that these two are under investigation and the media doesn't deem this worthy of wall-to-wall coverage, but thinks we should know that R. Kelly sang happy birthday to his daughter via social media, is proof that mainstream media is not bringing you news that you can use. The crooked people in the so-called justice system should be scrutinized, not a rock star that has whorish women, proven liars, and criminals accusing him of things that only a fool would believe. It's believable that Harvey Weinstein would have to use his power and force himself upon women. Look at him. He is not the societal standard of hot. Not even years ago. How many women would just want him with no power, no money? But they want us to believe that R. Kelly had to manipulate young girls. I saw him coming out the courthouse and a woman was begging for him just to touch her hand. Can you please, please touch my hand. Ain't no one doing that for a Harvey Weinstein. People who believe R. Kelly has done the things he's accused of, they're not thinkers, plain and simple. And they always give the argument that mainstream media gave them. They say things like, men like R. Kelly like young girls because they want to be able to control them. And one, they have no idea of what kind of man R. Kelly is. Two, R. Kelly's status, R. Kelly's sex appeal, R. Kelly's voice alone will bring him women of all ages that he can control. So they'll also say he was abused, so now he abuses. Again, something the media pushes. And I'm not saying that someone that has been abused doesn't become an abuser. I'll say this: the number of women that have been touched inappropriately when they were children is high, and they're not going around molesting little kids. And do you notice that the YouTubers that examine the chicks involved, examine the case, examine the stories, that they report more intelligently? They give you something to think about. They present facts. They present examples, opposed to those that just go along with what the mainstream media presents. Their commentary is usually based on their opinion, jokes, low blows, not facts. It's time for people to wake up and question everything mainstream media puts in front of you. Stop being so gullible. Ask, why is it that there is just an itty bit of coverage on John Wetland, the esteemed, or I'll say their esteemed World Series MVP that has been charged with sexual assault on a 5-year-old? Or why Soledad O'Brien or no other journalist felt it was important to bring you the story of the school bus driver, Shane Peachy. Now, I can't even pronounce his name because we never hear his name being said. So I'll spell it. It's Piche. Shane, last name Piche. And with the help of his mother, he raped a 14-year-old girl that rides his bus. He was giving the girls alcohol and who knows what else while she watched. And he pleaded guilty to the rape of the 14-year-old girl. He didn't have to register as a sex offender, and he wasn't even given jail time. Where's the outrage? We keep seeing America reverencing and celebrating rapists. They give them holidays. They put them on money. They tell you their horrific acts were part of the culture. And then they want to turn around and tell you we have to do something about R. Kelly and his sex acts that he had with willing participants. And when he was just moving in the culture that he was in, he was operating in the culture that it was. And it was in the past. But, you know, you dumb mofos go for it. The system plays you, and the media is part of that system. The media works for the system, not you. Understand that. And even when some people see that, they still get infected by the poison. I'm listening to a YouTuber talk about finances and building a community. Then he comes out and says some crazy shit like, and this is how you have the rapists like the R. Kellys. I'm like, say what? Hold up. And this came from a dude that did commentary on how unjust the attack on R. Kelly is and how mainstream media is against us. So to his credit, he always said he was not defending R. Kelly, and he has called him an asshole before, and he said he doesn't like him. And I let all that slide because that's his opinion, whatever. Maybe he met him, it didn't go well. But to call a man a rapist is a strong word. And why did he even bring R. Kelly into the conversation? He stated that shit like it was fact. And that is what irks me with people. Where's your evidence that he's a rapist? No, I had to check him. I had to check him on that. I looked at it like this. He sees that R. Kelly is being railroaded. Yet, the media still won because he believes that R. Kelly forced women to have sex and that he's a rapist. And the problem is not that he believes it. It's that he's declaring him guilty and pushing what the system wants him to push. And that's the double talkers. I hate that people don't get that this is not just about R. Kelly and these women. This is not just R. Kelly's problem. This is our problem. This is R. Kelly against the system. And black people especially need to wake up to how the system breaks us. That's why I don't bother discussing the girls. They're pawns in the game. Other YouTubers have done a good job exposing their lies. Dr. Rice does a phenomenal job breaking down their stories, inconsistencies, and actions. It's important that we look at the way mainstream media presents the R. Kelly situation, call out the lies, the unjust practices. Because when we look at this isn't just about how they're handling R. Kelly. This is about how they're handling us. We're dealing with an unjust system that economically victimizes us, and they're going to continue to. No matter how well behaved we are, how much money we spend in their stores, no matter how much education you have, no matter how many athletes we have, until we say enough is enough and decide to put an end to being victimized by the system, they're going to continue to do it. If you think that we are part of the system and we're not under attack by the system, you got to get out of denial. Just look at history and look at today. When somebody black gets something, they try to take it away. They let Cosby make money for years, and whatever he kept, they took it back. They stopped the earning. They took the little bill books out of the schools. They dropped some of his shows. Same thing, they mute R. Kelly. They're stopping his shows. They changed laws to get black people. They extended the statute of limitations in the Cosby case. with Michael Jackson, they started allowing kids to be put on the stand. And if you go back and listen to what Michael Jackson had to say about Sony and the music industry taking advantage of artists, especially black artists, he points out how the greats, their story never ends well. And it's because of the music industry breaking the artist and leaving them broke. The media had us thinking Michael Jackson was crazy when he stood on the car and called Tommy Mottola the devil. That was about 20 years ago, so many people forgot, and some don't even know about it. But he was exposing the wicked game they played back then, how they used people up, then set out to destroy them. Michael said, "They're mad because I outsmarted them and beat them at their own game." Leaving Neverland was their response. "No, nigga, you didn't." Who should we really be investigating? Who should we really be muting? Sony or R. Kelly? Who should we really stop giving our dollars to? Who should we, whose hand should we take off our children? If they can mute R. Kelly because of a moral judgment, then why not also mute Sony based on a moral judgment? Why keep giving them more money to exercise control over the masses? Why do we keep giving our money and vote to people who destroy us, don't want to see us prosper? In other words, we keep empowering our oppressor. No, black people won't mute Sony. They got to get the next PlayStation 4. They got to take their kids to the next Spider-Man movie. Even though McDonald's spends billions of dollars to control the lawmakers to rule in their favor and help them cover up the poisons they put in the food, then turn around and target black people by spending most of their advertising dollars in the black and Hispanic communities, black people won't stop feeding their kids McDonald's. Instead, they're hooking them on the food and teaching another generation to be taken advantage of. They'd rather stay in chains than tell their kids, "Hell no, I ain't spending money with these companies that are engineering your demise." And I picking McDonald's because, the media kept saying R. Kelly was seen at McDonald's. After R. Kelly was released from jail, he went to McDonald's. And the way I was seeing that was that here they are giving McDonald's, that was free advertising. They associated R. Kelly with McDonald's and didn't give him a check for it. So that's how I was looking at that, because they had said McDonald's so many times. So this is just my way of giving McDonald's the coverage of how disgusting of a company and corporation it is. Their food is no good, and people need to wake up and stop eating it. But that's a whole nother commentary that I will do at another time. Anyway, and it's the same as black people who insist that they must vote so that things can change, but they keep voting for people that are only changing things to benefit them. Joe Biden, he's played a major role in the injustices done to black people, and not in the so long ago past. 1996 crime bill, he wrote it, and he affectionately named it Biden's Law. He used $12 billion to bribe the states into going along with giving harsher sentences for crack cocaine and powder cocaine, and pretty much to issue harsher sentences to black people. Now he's trying to downplay the bill that he once bragged about. He's trying to make you believe that it is the states that are responsible for turbocharging the industrial prison complex. He doesn't think he should repair any of the damage he or his father or his grandfathers have done, and that's his own words. He expects us to say, "Oh, well, shit happens. He wasn't the only one. It might have been a mistake. Some black people voted for the bill too. Anything is better than Trump. You gotta vote Democrat." Stop and think. How is he any different from Trump? They both believe the playing field should be unleveled and in their favor, and they take action to keep it that way. Simone Sanders, James Clyburn, Sheila Jackson Lee, they're all traitors to black society. They sell us out, they contribute to the victimization of black people, and they deceive us about it. That's who we need to shun, not R. Kelly. I'm going to tell you like Dick told me, use your social media to combat the lying narratives. Repeat intelligent points that people make, multiply messages that empower. Change starts with information and inspiration. When we can discover the root causes of problems and when we have real solutions to problems, that's what motivates action. Some of y'all so-called R. Kelly supporters, y'all are just going from page to page, getting some emotional fix, waiting for the next R. Kelly news from your favorite YouTuber, searching for another R. Kelly story like this is entertainment. Some of y'all who subscribe to me only show up here if I have R. Kelly's name in the title. Well, maybe you didn't hit the notification bell. I don't know. But the difference between a fan and a supporter is a fan is just interested in the thrill that they get from their idol and the stories about them. Supporters, they'll help you. Supporters, they'll do more than just chase the story. Part of the reason this is happening to R. Kelly is because too many black people prioritize entertainment. They think the problem of white supremacy is too big to defeat. They remain silent. They're complacent in this position. You can't fight white supremacy as an individual. You have to fight it as a group. While we have access to these platforms, use them. Repeat the points you know to be true. Lead people to facts and to others sharing valuable knowledge. Dana J., Sharon Winbush, she's dedicated. Have you seen her Instagram page? That's wall-to-wall coverage, and I applaud her. I speak on the R. Kelly situation in every commentary. I do like I said I would. Still, I'd like to upload more and beat you in the head with the idea that the people orchestrating this takedown are the real predators. And that is why, that's what the enemy is doing. They're beating you in the head with lies. They're promoting lies. They're working together. The system has ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, Fox, TMZ, The Blast, The Grill, Lifetime, TV One, Essence, Vogue, Sports Illustrated, GQ. All of those working for them. Who's working for us? Who do we have? Nothing. We have temporary use of Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. We're still at the mercy of the system because we don't own or control these platforms either. You see, Farrakhan has been banned. Look at that. They say for hate speech, which is really them twisting the meaning of the truth that he spoke. And they did that to scare black people from scaling back their speech. And what they're going to use in the future to stop other people, other voices for empowerment, the young voices that they don't want heard. They used Farrakhan because they know he's easy. They've been describing him as an anti-Jew hate mongrel for 30 plus years. So people will just co-sign it even though they don't know what it was that he said that got him banned. And let's keep a steady drumbeat against mainstream media and its players, just like they did against R. Kelly. When you hear a commentary and somebody say, we know he's guilty. We all saw the tape. We know it's him. Hit them with facts. Ask, but do you know who the female is? How do you know how old the woman is? Oh, it's what you heard in the news. Don't accept speculation or arguments from people who don't fact check. Anyway, thanks for listening. Take it in and win.